What up, guys? Welcome back to Base Damage, bringing to you a deck profile that is not my own for the first time in a while. We have Timmy here. Hey, man, how's it going?
Pretty good. How about you, man?
We doing good. We doing good. We got a couple other people over to the side. I will throw them in here as well. We got Joe over to the side. Our buddy Marvin. I don't think you've ever been in any content whatsoever, but it's all good.
Maybe one.
Maybe? I don't know. Might have been a video. I don't know. But, no, why don't you bring a deck profile? Timmy, what are we looking at today, Timmy?
This is Love Live Sunshine. So we're specialized around Kanan Matsura,
From,
my favorite of the group of girls.
Absolutely.
Everyone has their own favorite. This just happens to be mine.
Absolutely. But this is pretty much a waifu deck minus, like, what, 2 cards? I think
A couple cards that synergize with the deck pretty well.
The Ruby?
Yeah, the Ruby backup, the Ruby Brainstorm, and then there's the Mari as well.
Alright. But,
and then everything else is just Kanan.
Yeah. So pretty much everything else is Kanan, but it's very fun. I should have a match of me playing against this with a ReZero deck. I don't know if it's up before or after I upload this, but
yeah, I made a clear serious misplay, but it ended up not mattering.
No, you're fine. Anyway, but no, yeah, take it away, bro.
Alright, we're gonna start off on our zeros, as most deck profiles do, I think, at this point.
Yeah, start like in reverse one day, just
Here's my climaxes.
Climax lineup.
Alright, we're gonna start with 4 copies of Tokyo Chance Kanan Matsura. Only really use it because it's a vanilla 4K, kind of a big unit for early. When you play a climax, you automatically die, so try not to do that, or if your opponent plays one.
Just anybody.
Yeah, any climax whatsoever.
Which in a way could be a strategic thing if you push your opponent to level 1 first, and they're like, oh cool, I have these on reverse engines.
Yeah, and then
you play the climax, and they're like, boop, gone.
You know, not saying it's a counter to Aaron, but might be a counter to Aaron.
Well, my Sunshine just became that much more viable, right?
Nah. Price spike, price spike. But no, we have 4 copies of that big body unit. Kind of a nice little strategy there. If not, you know,
might not always occur, but yeah.
They waste the climax, they get rid of it, even better. Next we have 4 copies of Reminiscent Kanan. She kind of works off the Thinking with the Other card, which is the event. That's blue level 1.
Yeah. So.
And you play her. If you pitch a copy of Thinking for the Other, then you get to look at the top 2 cards of your deck, get any music character out of them, add them to your hand, and then you pitch a card. And if both of them are music characters, you can grab both of them, but you still have to pitch 1 card regardless.
Okay.
Kind of a weak unit at 2,000 power, but if you're kind of getting flooded with the event, you can pitch the event, hopefully get some more characters in, or if you just really need it. But normally I try to save the event, but it's a good late game, put it in the back, ditch a copy of the card if I already used 2 of them, get 2 music characters if I can. And if not, it's also just a nice little kind of a mill factor too, because if it's both a miss, you just miss both of them, but you know, you're 2 cards further into your deck. This is very nice. Next we have 3 copies of Mirai Ticket Mari Ohara. On play, choose one of my music characters, give it 1,000 power. Very good temporary boost if I really just need the extra power. The second skill is the main skill while we use it here. You can pay 1, top card of your deck goes into your clock. You get to search your deck for a copy of Thinking for the Other, which is the event that this works off of, and add it to your hand.
Synergy.
Yeah. Very great card. Thinking for the Other is a very great tool for this deck. You're going to see like a couple more cards that synergize off of it. So having it at all times, very nice. And next we have 2 copies of Mini Kanan. Kind of needed a filler, and cute Kanan's cute, so add some more Kanan into it. Why not? 4 more cards in my hand, 500 power boost to whatever's in front of it, which is very nice. Actually, no. All of your other characters, yes. So 500 blanket boost if I have 4 more cards in hand. Kind of not hard with all the synergy and search we have going here. And then when it's placed in station hand, I can mill 2, and if either of them are climaxes, choose something and give it 15. So nice little temporary power boost as well. And for the last of my zeros, I have 2 copies of Tokyo Coronet, Ruby Kurosawa. The first effect is if I use an axe skill, which I have a couple axe skills in here that I tend to use sometimes, then I can choose a character and give it 500 power, another one of those temporary boost things. And then it has a repeatable brainstorm. So I pay 1, mill 4, and for each climax I search a copy of the music character and then pitch card.
Which even the 500, if you do
if I do the brainstorm, I can do the
you do a backup.
Backup as well, yes.
So
yeah, so even more just temporary power boost. And sometimes you kind of struggle to get over something. Maybe you can get over it with a little bit of
I see
creative play.
500 makes a difference. We've seen this.
And then that leaves us with, I believe I counted 15 zeros. I'm going to make sure for myself here. That is 8, 11, 15, yes. Mm-hmm. So we're going to put these over to the side. We'll leave Kanan's little hug face
Cute
there.
little face, just adorable.
Yeah. Alright, so now we're on our level 1s. We have 4 copies of Happy Party Train. Kanan Matsura. Climax combos with Happy Party Train, who would have thought? So, when it reverses its battle opponent, if Happy Party Train is in a climax area, I can search my deck for a music character and add it to my hand. Really great search potential. With all the temporary boosts, I can really get over some of those high level ones that we've been seeing around lately, you know. Even some of the vanillas with a bond where they get the extra 1,000 can definitely try to get over that as well.
And that's from the trial deck.
Yeah, it is actually. Because you can tell I have the one shiny, and not the other shiny.
This is true too. There was actually quite a few good cards in that trial deck.
Yeah,
trial deck plus,
definitely a lot.
But that was one of them. I was like, this is actually legit. So
yeah, but we do have 4 copies of that. I will be when I get to the climaxes, I will premiere the climax with that as well. This is kind of hard to watch. Koini Naritai Aquarium Kanan Matsura is another 4 copy we have. This is kind of one of my favorite cards in the deck actually. Because when my other unit attacks, she'll get 500 until the end of my opponent's turn. And during my turn, during my opponent's turn as well, she'll get an extra 500 for each of my other music characters. So she can get pretty big during my opponent's turn, and she gets kind of okay big on my turn, but having the potential, like what, 6, 5, 7, about 7-5 defense on her own without any assist is pretty good early.
And then if you do add if
I do have like a 500 blanket boost, she's sitting at 8, which is great. Something kind of hard to get over early unless, you know, they have like a 1 reverser or...
Insert that meme of, I'm trying to sneak around, but I'm dummy thick. So,
yeah, really.
No, carry on.
Yeah, so again, just really heavy hitting, heavy defensive unit. The card I've talked about most so far, Thinking for the Other. This card is bonkers in my opinion. Probably not the best event around, but I definitely think one of the top 8. I'm not gonna say top 10 because there's probably some better cards.
Every copy of Mobility Gear just looked at you like, what?
That's why I said not one of the best, but definitely one of the good ones. In terms of level 1s. Sorry. So, on play, pay a stock, salvage a music character from my waiting room here. Then I choose one of my characters, give it 1,000 power, so again, one of those temporary boost things. And then also this card gets put into memory. So we got deck thinning, we got power boost, we got turning this card into a more useful card later on. And it also sets up for a combo that we'll be showcasing later on as well. So overall, I think this card's great. It is searchable by the Mario Hara here. If I have too many of them, or if I've already used 2 of them, because I only need 2 for the combos to work off, then I can pitch it for more music characters if I need to. Everything seems to work out well. If I just need to play it to give something like the 1,000 boost that I might need for her, 1,000 boost I might need for her, or anything else, it works out. And then lastly, we have Glamorous Swimsuit Figure Kanan Matsura, because she does look good in a swimsuit. It's kind of her thing. Thank you. It is a backup. It is a free backup, which is great. It's technically a 1k backup only, but if it's targeting a music character, I can more or less just give it another 1,000 as long as it's in battle. So that is actually a 2,000 backup for free, which is great. Because what was the I think it was the Sword Art one.
Yeah, Vice Commander Asuna.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Except for Asuna's a little bit more, right?
No, it's still free 2k.
Okay, that's what I thought.
She could give it to another character if I remember correctly. I could be.
That might be the difference, yeah.
If I remember, I
remember there's something slightly different that would put her ahead in my mind, but I don't really remember.
She could split the 1k, I believe, versus this is all 2k to 1 character, but free, can't go wrong with it.
Yeah, cannot go wrong with free whatsoever. And that actually leaves us with 14 level 1s, because I'm on the right, yeah. So we're gonna put it over to the side, and we're gonna actually, because I'm gonna reference it later, with Thinking for the Other front.
That's fair.
Can you see down here?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. For the level 2s, these are kind of my small amount of 2s. We have this one, who I didn't even read before I put her down. First Live Kanan Matsura.
I've done that before, bro.
If all the other characters are music, this character gets Encore. Character Encore specifically, actually. On attack, if I have 3 or more music characters, she gets 2,000 power. And then When she reverses a character, I can top card of my deck, go into my clock, and draw a card when she reverses somebody. 7/5 unit turns into a 9/5 on attack, pretty decent. Cost 2 though, which is kind of an issue, which is why I only really want 2 of them. Because my level 2 game is going to be more focused on level 3s. It's one of those types of decks, you feel me? But if I don't have the combo set up, or if I just need something, she's there for me. She gets the job done. Speaking of my level 2, or my level 3s and my level 2 game, looking ahead, Kanan Waifu, assist all my level 3s in front of this card, gets 2,000 power, and then I can rest 2 of my music characters to draw a card and pitch a card. A little bit hand filter for 1 cost, not that bad. It's mainly for the assist purpose of my level 3s are going to get pretty buff, because not many of Kanan 3s really stay buff for more than a turn. So being able to keep them buffed is pretty good. And then lastly for my level 2s, here makes one of my 5 level 2s. Aim to Shine Ruby Kurosawa. She is an amazing backup, sitting at a nice 3,000 for 1 cost of a backup, which is great. And then when I use her backup, for every one of the music characters I have on my field currently, my opponent can mill a card. This has saved me more times than I can count.
Can or has to?
What's up?
Is it can mill or they have to?
No, I have to. Put the top card here. Yeah, X is equal to the number. Yeah, there.
Okay, so it forcefully makes your opponent mill.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious how many times I've seen that come in clutch where your opponent's like about to refresh and that would kill them.
Right, and
but they're like, okay, cool, I can get off just enough attacks to try to win. And you're like, nope, mill.
No, you're forced to do it anyway.
It's hilarious. It doesn't come up so often, but still it's really
Yeah, or if they, stack their deck in some way, shape, or form, or use the cards like put something on the bottom. I'm like, cool.
That's an interesting hard counter for the Mocha, the level 3 Mocha from Bane Dream, which does a top deck setup thing, which is pretty funky.
Yeah, I can just be like, hey, mill that card away, get it out of here, Kind of a nice little tech, but the fact that it's 3,000 for 1 is also very good. That 3,000 is a pretty serious number for just 1 cost.
Absolutely.
And with 5 level 2s, that is my level 2 lineup. I don't think I'm going to be referencing anything here, so you're just going to go on top for now.
You're about to reference your level 3s, so the level 3 assist goes on top.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. And here we are at my level 3s. Let's start at the level 3 that's actually a level 2 in my mind. Mirai Ticket Kanen Matsura. We run 3 of those. Probably should run a 4th, but for right now, 3's been doing it well since I just have a ton of search power in the world and everything works out. I'm gonna pick up this one specifically. Memory, if the number of cards named Thinking for the Other, which is right here, is 2 or more, then she gets -1 level in my hand, so she is a level 2 as long as I've played this twice. And then she gets 2 abilities, which they both trigger at the same time, so you can kind of just choose which one you want to do. The first ability is when it's placed on stage, I can reveal the top card of my deck. If it is a level 1 or lower music, no, that's not music character, just level 1 or lower in general, then I can put it into my stock. So she kind of pays for half of her cost if the top card of your deck is what you need it to be. The second ability is also when it's placed on stage from your hand. Drop the 1 card, choose one of your opponent's characters, and that character cannot play backups during its battle. That second ability is pretty bonkers considering the deck doesn't get over things much. Because as you heard there's no power-ups or anything out of that. There's just kind of a lot of draw
specifically
power.
Backups, so they can still play events.
Yeah, they can play events. As long as the event's not a backup.
Yeah.
But, just getting over 500 of something and then saying you can't back it up, I'm guaranteed to get over this. Unless some other skill pops up and prevents that. But
runners.
Yeah, things like that. Or like any sudden power boost that you just can't really control anyway. But other than that, being able to say I'm over you by 500, get out of here. Great tech, great everything. At level 2, this can kind of clear field pretty quickly, especially with the level 2 booster here if I happen to have this as well. Then this is sitting at 11 on their level 2, unless they have an interchange with most decks do at this point, but if they don't or they just simply don't have it on their person, it's kind of hard to get rid of early, which is great. So we are sitting with 3 of those. Next, we have the one-off copy of the trial deck Kanan, actually. Now then, where shall we go? Kanan Matsura. I swear, no service online knows this card exists. Joe can contest this. I've spent 3 hours trying to find a shop that had this in their system. TCG players didn't even have it. It was crazy. But
this was a while back. It might now, but
it might now, but a while back, no, definitely
no.
not. Has a continuous skill. If all my characters are music, which it's Love Live, I would fail to see where you would miss one. This card gets 1,000 power, so 11 base, which is nice. Pay 3 and pitch a card from your hand to the waiting room. Activates only once per turn. During the turn that this unit is placed on stage from hand, when the battle opponent becomes reversed, I may stand this unit. This is kind of one of the main core mechanics of this is restanding, because the other level 3 restands as well. But yeah, just if I need to push for game really quickly, this is one of the restanders that can do it. 11 is kind of an ed number nowadays, but it's still good enough. Turns into 13 with this bad girl behind her, so even better. And then last and certainly not least, we have 4 copies of Aozora Jumping Heart Kanan Matsura. I'm gonna steal one of these because I need it.
Look at that beautiful beam footage.
Indeed. When the stress plays on stage from hand, draw up to 1 card and she gets 2,000 power, so she sits at 11 for the turn. She'll sit at 13 thanks to the booster here. Pay 1, pitch a music character from your hand. On attack, if I have another music character, I can pay the cost, and if so, I can take the top card of my clock and put it into the waiting room. So I have on attack heal if I need it, which is great. Great resource to kind of abuse if I have the free stock, but these level 3s cost a lot of stock, so I try not to abuse it as much as I can, but if I need to, it's there. Pay 3 on reverse if I have the Aozora Jumping Heart Climax, which I'm going to have to put it out there anyway, so I'll go ahead and put it out here, or put a copy of it out here, actually. Then she gets to restand as well. With the Climax out, she's restanding at potentially within the range of 12 to 14. If I already hit a trigger, then I get to keep that trigger on the restand as well. So it's a really heavy hit. Actually kind of popped off in the match I just played, which may or may not be before or after this video, who knows. But
I'll probably end up hosting it first.
Got you. But the combo did pop off, and it popped off pretty well. Didn't think it was going to pop off that hard, but it did.
It was great.
Yeah. But definitely the ace of the deck, more or less, especially with all the other combos that we've mentioned here. You can kind of see where this thinking for the other plus this combo sets up the early game for that way I don't have to spend as much stock, so I can go ahead and get her out here, get her charged up, ready to go. And then that actually leaves us with 8 level 3s. And then the saving grace of everybody's deck, because you're forced to keep it. I'm going to just put your point. You're forced to have 8 of them, so you may as well abuse the 8 you can. We have 4 copies of Aozora Jumping Heart Kanan, and we have 4 copies of the Happy Party Train. Both of them more or less do the exact same, no difference in between the two.
I actually really like seeing a deck with 8 pants triggers. I really like this. So you basically, when it triggers, you can grab back a climax, so you can almost always get what you need for repeating climax combos or just... It's very
early game, if they get flooded to my hand, pitch them to the waiting room, because if I check one, I will probably just get it back.
As opposed to a deck of 8 gold bars, which is a much more of a pain in the ass, but anyway.
Yeah, really.
But,
definitely, I'd rather be rid of them than get them back later if I need it.
Absolutely.
Especially with, actually, yeah, I'm glad I put you up here, because you do that thing. With her second skill, I can draw a card and then pitch one of these if I need to, if I just get too many of them in my hand. Especially with this one, I don't like seeing these early, I like seeing them later. If I see them early, I feel like I have to hold on to them, because I'm like, if I get this, I'll have it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Whereas, like, I'll pitch it and then never check one of these, they'll always just luckily be a heal, and I'm like, oh, well, darn.
Darn it.
Yep. But anyway, that should bring my total to 50 cards, if not RIP. But last I checked, which was 10 minutes ago, they were 50.
Right before we started recording, he was like, I'm going to make certain, and just, but, no, absolutely. And this is a deck that I've played against multiple times in our local tournament and whatnot. And I have, honestly, this is a deck I have fun playing against. Not just, like, seeing, not just when he plays it, but just in general, I really like this deck setup. It is really awesome, and I enjoyed the twist that you put on any deck that I've ever seen you make. So it's very, very interesting. So, no, absolutely.
Stares at Erza.
Yeah, that's a whole different. That's a whole different topic for.
She might get a cameo at one point.
Maybe. Nah, for real. No, man, thank you very much for bringing this here today. It is greatly appreciated. Also, I gotta really say I like that mat. Just throwing that out there. Anyway.
Oh, yeah, don't know. Can't read worth a lick, unfortunately.
I thought you were about to say I don't know where I got it. But, no, for real, no, thank y'all for watching.
Just the damage cast.
Yeah, I know, right? Damage.
I mean, damage decast.
No, but thank y'all very much for watching. Please subscribe if you want. If not, hey, thanks for stopping by to check out this really awesome deck. If you want to subscribe, if not, it's cool. We will see you on the flip side. Peace out for now.
Yes.